It's just a fun thing that we get to do. That is a goal of mine. Like, I want to be blessed.
We're just like a boy group, you know, like what's like the big deal?
Hi, welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. Today is December 4th, which is also known as Kim Seok-jin's birthday. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is very, very dear and close to my heart. It's going to be about BTS and the fandom ARMY. So if you want to see what makes me happy and what gets my heart beating and what gets me through nursing school and the whole day, keep on watching. Without further ado, let's go to the video. Good morning, world. It is Grammy nomination announcement day. We are really, really hoping BTS gets a nomination. They deserve it so much.
Okay, next up.
We're waiting. We're all very antsy. Best music video, Dynamite, please.
Best music video. The nominees are. And
Bruh.
finally,
Okay,
best music
whatever.
Are Un Dia, One Day by J Balvin, Dua Lipa, Bad Bunny, and Tiny. Intentions by Justin Bieber and Justin Bieber.
Dynamite!
Okay, now moving on to best traditional pop vocal album. And the nominees are.
They have one nomination. I'm so happy for them. They deserve that so much. They deserve best pop vocal album too, but whatever. Oh my god. This is just like, my pride is showing through. I mean, I'm feeling it. I don't know if it's showing. I feel so proud of them right now. And it's just like, I've never seen like Asians like that getting awarded or nominated at least for stuff like this. It's just like, oh my god, I'm so happy. No matter what anyone says anymore, BTS are Grammy nominated artists. So right now, I'm getting ready for my Army Selca Day picture, which is a thing that IARMYs, International Armies, do the first Tuesday of every month, and we basically just take selcas or selfies of ourselves, or just pictures of ourselves, and we either match an aesthetic of BTS or like match pictures. It's just a fun thing that we get to do. So I'm almost done getting ready. I just need to do a little more things for my makeup. Add some halo scope. This is my finished makeup look. Very natural. I'm gonna change my outfit later and then take my pictures in a little bit. So yeah. And that is how I take my Army Selca Day pictures. I'm going to be having conversations with some of my ARMY friends. One of them is from New Jersey, and I met her while I was in Korea studying abroad. And the other one is from California, and we're friends on Twitter. And I was supposed to meet him at the Santa Clara concert that never ended up happening because of COVID. Okay, hi. So the first question is, what is your name and your age?
I'm Sam. I'm 19.
Where are you from?
I'm NorCal specifically.
Who's your bias?
My bias is Jimin.
And why did you start standing BTS?
I started standing because their music really spoke to me at a time when I needed it most. I feel like that's such a common answer for most people, but I got introduced to them when I was, I don't know, like 15, because my friends and I, when we play games, usually just put it on a playlist of whatever each of us happen to be listening to at the time. And it's like a great way to get introduced to songs. So that's basically how I got introduced to them. My friends showed me their Fire music video, and I was just like, hold on, I need to know who these people are. It's that classic, oh, I have to know their names moment. It just all went on from there. I definitely got into them like traditional, where it was like, I saw a music video, I was like, oh my god, I need to know their names. That was definitely how it started. But I don't think I really internalized just how important they were to me up until I saw them for the first time in concert, which was during the Wings tour.
I feel like I'm the only ARMY who like didn't go through the I need to know their names phase, because the way I got into them was like really, I guess, like unorthodox, because so my siblings really like BTS and they wanted to go to the Love Yourself concert in Oakland, and my older sister couldn't take them. So my mom asked me, she was like, "Do you want to go with them?" And I kind of was just like, I hated K-pop before then. I kind of was just like, K-pop, like I don't care about that. But then I was just like, when am I ever gonna get to see a K-pop concert like ever again? So I was like, oh, okay,
Right?
go. So I bought the tickets, and then I was like, maybe I should like listen to their music. And so after that, I was just like, okay, I really like them. So what is your favorite memory related to BTS or ARMY?
Getting to interact with the members to the extent they used to, like on the floor in concert, that's like super cool. And it feels like they're holograms. Until, like, for example, you get hit in the face with water that somebody's throwing, which is what happened to me. I did, yeah.
That is like
Yeah.
a really weird goal of mine, but that is a goal of mine. Like I want to be blessed. Okay, what about your favorite lyric or quote from BTS?
Oh gosh, the lyricism is just it's off the charts. So I really love Answer Myself, and the lyric that I like from it specifically is maybe there's no answer. This is the answer either. It's just that loving myself doesn't require anyone else's permission.
Oh, that whole song.
It made me so emotional during the concert.
What is your favorite song off the new album?
It's so hard to pick. Oh my god. They're all so good. I would have to say that Telepathy and Gray are tied for me after Life Goes On. Blue and Gray relates to a lot of emotions that I have had and also continue to have at times. But it's a reminder that even though people might feel like their emotional experiences as people are unique, that can be kind of isolating. And it's kind of a reminder that you're really not alone in many of the things that you feel, especially the sadness. And Telepathy, it's just a banger.
Yeah.
It makes me feel very happy. It reminds me of every good day I've ever had. And I think about the people that I love spending time with and who I like to be close to. It's just a feel good song.
How do you feel about Grammy nominations?
My main emotion is pride. Just the thought, like, wow, like they really deserve this recognition after so many years, 7 years in the music industry. Honestly, for most of them, 7+ years. It's really gratifying to have seen them grow from like a perspective like mine, for example, for me, from like seeing them before they even really got super big in the US, to where they are now, point where they're being talked about with respect most of the time, half of the time, in Western media, and being awarded, well, not yet at least, the honor of having a nomination. In all honesty, we all know that most American TV shows bring them on because they know that they will net a lot of viewers. They'll net a lot of engagement. Knowing this, it really makes you question who needs who. I know that's been said before, certainly in other words, but it is very clear that one is dependent on the other for notoriety. And let me just say, it is not BTS.
Well said, very well said. But what are your thoughts on like ARMY Twitter?
I think because the fandom, something that I think is like the most important part, like we're so big now, we have such a huge presence on Twitter that anything bad that a smaller minority of the fandom might say or think or do will come across as a large group, not only because they're loud, but because of the ratio between like the smallest percentage. It appears like a huge number. I wouldn't recommend generalizing a group as a whole. We've certainly done good, just as we've done bad. Although I can't even say we for the most part because, again, generalizing.
How has BTS impacted your life?
For me personally, I honestly I feel like everybody would answer this in the same way and say like, oh, all of it. Like they've impacted like all of my life. More specifically, I suppose, I went through a really tough time in high school. I'm still kind of going through a really tough time now, as one does when mental health is difficult. Not much you can do about it. It's unfortunate, but it's true. aside from therapy. Their willingness to talk about issues that are considered taboo, mental illness, unfairness in government, it really, like social inequality, misogyny, the glass ceiling, etc. Makes you more conscientious in your own life. For me, it helps to destigmatize, really. I mean, obviously that stigma still, it's not something that easily goes away. The thought process behind exploring one's own mental health and emotions, and that was something that was really helpful for me. It's been really helpful for me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for talking with me. It's nice to get to know you.
It was to meet you, but yeah, I hope that someday soon we can like meet in person because you're really nice and cool. I miss concert settings so much. So,
Me too.
Yeah.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Doing as good as I can, I guess.
Same. Okay, let's just get started right off the bat.
So funny. Okay.
Name and age.
My name is Celine, and I'm 22.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey, USA. My family's originally from Seoul and Pyeongchang.
You're fluent in Korean, right?
I want to say I'm like proficient. Like I could definitely hold conversations, and especially if they're like more like casual conversations. My parents, they both speak like English and Korean to me. My mom mostly speaks Korean to me, so like I kind of grew up speaking Korean, but it kind of like died down after I started like going to public school where like you just speak English. So I can like read and write, not that quickly, but I can do it. I'm trying to get better.
Do you use fan translations, or do you just, can you understand all their songs and stuff?
It's actually really interesting because when I listen to their songs, like I can get the gist, and then I can get I get certain words. The way they sing is not like how you properly say the words, you know what I mean? Like they break it up in like ways that you wouldn't actually say them. So I will look at the lyric videos because I just want to get a better understanding. And then like I will watch these videos and I'm like, how did they like think of that? And then to like sing it like that. I always like to listen to it without any lyrics first. I kind of just like to take it in, like to make my own conclusions, and then realize that like what they were trying to say was like way higher than I could have even like imagined. So like very complex.
I do something similar, except that I can't fully understand Korean. So I literally just like listening to it is more just like what I feel listening to it. And then the next time I listen to it, I look at the translations if they're like done yet.
I think that's really cool that you're learning Korean though. Like you can actually use it. Like
I'm trying to like when I practice, I practice speaking to myself because that's like, I don't know, I'm shy. Who's your bias?
My bias. Here, I'll show you.
Back to Perfect. When and why did you start standing BTS?
You mind if I also answer that with why he's my bias?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I first found BTS, it was actually really funny. I found them in 2016. It was actually really funny because my ex-boyfriend was the one who showed me their I Need You dance practice video.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I think I had like I found God moment. I was like, I did not know there were people in Korea, like Koreans that like could dance like that, sing like that. I felt a really strange notion of like pride in being Korean. Like even though they're guys, it made me feel really like represented in a moment, because I also saw that like they had a huge following. Even then, a lot of people were acknowledging their talent and like their music even then. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, what is this world? It felt like my eyes were like being opened up for the first time. I was like, I just like had no idea. I didn't know anything about standing. I didn't know anything about K-pop culture. I just wanted to know their names. I got thrust into the world of BTS YouTube, all those edits, those like funny videos. And then like, I think what really got me into them was like their brotherhood, I guess you could say. Like they were just really funny.
Yeah,
and,
their personalities for sure.
And genuine. And I also really liked the fact that like they started out with like nothing. Like they really started out so small, but like so ambitious. Like they really just like they never stopped.
Just like as an Asian American, and I'm like, this is crazy because I've never seen like Asians like on like the main like pop stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
you feel so represented. Like you feel so seen. Like I feel like some people don't really get that like we've never had anything like them before. Like we've never had any Korean or Asian acts like really impact American culture. And like I feel like it's really easy for people to just like write it off. But it's like I've always found it really admirable BTS that they never changed their personalities or anything like during these interviews. Like during these interviews when other people will probably be like very like, oh, like this is what I've done, like this is like here are all my like accolades, like we're so cool, like we're so like whatever. Like they never changed. They were just like they were just themselves. They're always very humble. I feel like everyone just needs to like take a note from them and be like humble. I like a lot of other groups now, but then like even when I'm like trying to like get to know other groups, like no other group has like made me so like attached to them. Like I don't really feel as like overwhelmed by like any other group other than like BTS. I guess it's ride or die. I guess I'm stuck with them. The first comeback I was with them for, like truly, was Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Wow.
I
That
know.
was such a good comeback.
That was a great comeback. I wish we like had like cherished that comeback more. Like, oh my god. I didn't have a bias at that point. I liked all of them. I still like I love all of them, but I just noticed that Jin got like no lines. I was just like I just like noticed I would like always note like when which one was performing, like which ones were their parts, and I was just like where's Jin? I was like, what happened? Like, what's going on? And then like I saw a lot of comments being like, big hit, like do better, like where's Jin's like parts, like this is so unfair, like blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh, I just felt so like mama bear coming out. I was like, give him what he deserves. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what's going on? And I like maybe in like a moment of like I noticed that like a lot of the other members had like a lot more fans. Like maybe it was like just like a culmination of things, but I was just like, Jin, I'm here for you. Like I'll be your fan. Like don't worry. Like you got me. Like I got you. I feel like I resonated a lot most with like personally like his personality wise. His sense of confidence and like willingness to just like really like be out there for like other people and like for himself too. I was like, I don't know, I can relate to that. And I was like, oh, maybe like my bias like will change. I was like, I wonder if it'll change. Like I wonder if I really love Jin. Like I was like, I kind of wondered that. And then I went to their first concert I went to, I think it was Prudential Center 2017. And as soon as Jin got on this, I was like up in like the nosebleed section. And as soon as Jin would like come on the screen, or like I could just like see him there, like tiny specks of him, I was just like the screams that came out of me, like I had never heard before. And I was just like, oh my God, I think my body knows. Like I think my subconscious knows. I really couldn't speak Korean very well until I found BTS.
Wow.
I had no interest in like learning. And even when I like found BTS, I wasn't even trying to like actively learn. I just kept they just had no subtitles. I would just be constantly exposed to the language, exposed to like having to infer, because I was way too impatient to wait for subtitles. I just learned very naturally through YouTube and them, and my burning desire to be able to speak to them one day if I ever got to see them.
Oh my God.
Not like I'm not Delulu, like don't worry. I'm just trying to be prepared.
Me too. That's like me too.
Okay. But if anything, it really opened my eyes to like how much I could connect more with my family, especially like my grandparents who are much more comfortable with Korean. So I've like gone a lot closer to like a lot more family members just because of like BTS.
That's so cool.
I feel like they've had a big impact on me, especially just like for personal growth, which is like, and then some people kind of get very like, wow, like they're just like a boy group, you know, like what's like the big deal? And I'm just like, there's so much more.
What is your favorite memory related to BTS or ARMY?
MetLife Day 2 concert back in, was that last year?
MetLife.
Yeah, that was like last
Yeah.
year, May or something like that. Oh my god, I got front row tickets. It was during Man, and then they're like having fun with like their inflatable slides, right? And then all of a sudden, I see Jungkook walking towards that corner where me and my friend are. He kept walking towards us, and I was like, I think I was just like smiling. I was just like, and then he like stayed in that corner for a bit, and then we made like eye contact like twice. At that point, I had fully given up on them recognizing my existence. As soon as he left me, I was just like, in Korean, I said like 눈 맞았어. I was like, we made eye contact.
So what's your favorite lyric or quote from BTS or song?
I love the lyrics to almost like all of their songs, like because even when like the music itself is very like bright, poppy, like colorful, like the lyrics themselves will be super like complex and nuanced, where I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know you were talking about that. And like they always like slip in extra meanings. They just like slip in so much information that you just like don't realize. Like sometimes I'll just meet people, I met people like at school that like also like them, and that was like part of the reason why we like actually just started the conversation of like just introducing each other to ourselves, and like from that like we've become like way better friends, you know, like it's kind of crazy how you can like come together in that sense.
Thank you for coming and talking to me. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. No, I really loved having this conversation. It was so fun just to be able to talk about. I haven't been able to just like talk about BTS in a while, so that was so nice. Thanks for giving me that opportunity.
It's nice to get to know you at ARMY too. So
I love how like ARMY like really just like can like support each other. I love that. That's like this is something that like can bring people together. Like that's so cool. Yeah, check out my Instagram.
okay, so I know this was a pretty long video today, but there's a lot going on that I wanted to put in here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another vlog.